In the email that I sent out yesterday, when I talked about Manipurna chakra, which is our solar plexus area. And from the Ayurvedic sciences, this is a really interesting chakra. It governs our sense of self. Now, our identity is the second chakra, who's sort of how we think of who we are. But in the third chakra, this is our powerhouse of our ability to move forward with our own agendas, not in a hostile and forceful way, but having that deep inner belief in our own abilities and not being swayed about easily. Manipurna literally means city of jewels. And so the jewels are this trust in our own abilities and power, our boundaries between ourselves and the world, so that we are living, adhering to all the yamas and the niyamas, and not somebody else's expectations of how we should live. And it also governs our stomach, liver, pancreas. So our digestion is part of this chakra. We have to be able to digest, to assimilate, not just physical food, but also the emotional food that comes our way. And some days that can be a really tall order. It's like, nope, I don't want that. And so how do we sift through and still stay grounded in our own being? So one of the mudras is samana mudra. And that's bringing all the fingertips together and just letting your hands rest on your thighs. So that means samana is assimilation of both physical and emotional diets. And as you sit, take a moment to settle in, like the dog or cat circling before they lay down, so it's just right. And then from here, once the body is comfortable, I invite you to soften your gaze or close your eyes. And bring your awareness to your breath. And let it be full and deep, moving into the belly and out of the belly. Good morning, Agnes. The vagus nerve connects our mind to our belly. It is the longest cranial nerve. Vagus means wandering. And we get a lot of communication from the gut to the brain. For every one signal from the brain to the gut, there are 9 going in the opposite direction. So one not to be ignored. And a lot of what we do in the yoga practice is toning this vagal nerve. And belly breathing is an easy way. So with the fingertips touching samana mudra, digestion and assimilation. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you breathe in and out, imagine a bright sun right at the solar plexus. So a little bit above the belly button, below where the ribs meet. As you breathe in, this yellow sun glows a little brighter, expands. As you breathe out, it spreads outwards Intensifying on the in-breath, spreading on the out-breath. The name of the city of jewel chakra, your third chakra, is Ram, R-A-M, Ram. So when we feel powerless, chanting Ram helps awaken, reconnect us to our inner power. Whether you chant it out loud or silently. When I chant the seed sounds for the chakras, I say it this way. Take a breath in. Rum, 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 rum. Again, it can be loud, it can be silent within. I'll do it again. Please join me. Take a breath in. Rum, 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 rum. And one more time. Rum, 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 rum. So you may feel a little heat at the center just from doing this. Now let's relax the mudra and open the eyes. We'll take the legs out in front, stretching out. So that really is the practice, heat. It's the core practices, it's twisting that awakens this chakra, reaching up. Interlace the fingers. Let's draw the palms to the sky as you root down through the sits bones. Extending up, rooting down. We'll take the arms down, switch the interlace of the fingers, and let's repeat. Lengthening up. Reach. Let the spine extend up as tall as it can get. And we'll take the hands down. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. Bound angle pose. Pressing the feet together, knees draws out to the sides, lengthening out. And then maybe deepen the rotation so the bottom of the feet begin to lift upward, lifting upward. Lifting it, the spine, broaden the collarbones. And we'll bring the knees back together, out to the side, and let's come all the way down onto the mat. And so the twist this morning is merman pose. Let's swing the legs to the right side. So as you swing the legs to the right, so sitting, and I think I'm looking to see, yep, I am mirroring. So now take your right hand to the left knee, and left hand just goes back out wherever it is comfortable. So your right tush and sits bone is just hanging out literally, not grounding. Let's inhale, lengthen up through the spine, and exhale, twisting. Now let's release back towards center. We're going to make it as easy. Go in and out of this twist several times. Just letting the body twist. When you twist on the out breath, start to twist from the muscles so you're not pushing more than what your muscles is giving you. That can take a little bit of time to sort out. So let your body do the twisting internally. And as you come back to center, let's switch to the other side. Sitting up again for this glamour shot pose. And we go just exhaling in, inhaling back. Exhaling, using the muscles, that's the obliques. And then we also have a little twisty dudes in the spine, rotators, so they named those very aptly. So facilitating internally, just using the hands for support. That way we're not over twisting. And back to center. Let's switch back to the first side. So we'll call this position 1, easy peasy. Now lift the hips and then scooch your left hip towards the right heel. So you come to sit a little bit more up on your outer hip bone. And we'll take the right hand, place it where the left is, and continue the left hand further back. So now really getting into this chakra, we'll inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, and exhale, again, using the muscles. Maybe the hands a little bit, deepening the twist. Inhale, lengthening, exhale, deepening. One more breath, lengthen as you inhale and exhale, deepen the twist. And we walk the hands back, do, do, do. We'll go to the other side. I guess this is the merman's fibs. I'm not quite sure, but from the name. So let's start position 1. Lift your right hip, scooch it towards your left knee. So we get length on the side waist. We'll walk the left hand to where the right is. Right goes further back. And then inhale as lengthen again, lift the POA, pit of the abdomen, and then exhale, we twist. What's available? Lengthen again, and exhale, twist. And I think there's one more. Lengthen, 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 deepening, and back to center. Bringing the legs out in front, placing the hands by the sides, extending out. I'll sit so you can actually see my legs. And Dandasana again, grounding, and then lifting up, lifting up. So consolidating the muscles left and right, right and left. Maintain this lift of the lower abdomen as you bring the knees in. And we're going to come all the way down. So I'm coming forward a little bit so I have mat space behind me. But from boat pose, Navasana. I'm keeping my toes down, but lift the heart, lift the heart. And then really pull the lower abdomen in and up. And maybe the feet floats up. Maybe the feet floats up. So this is a deep, deep belly lift. Now we can take one leg up. We can go for a little walk. Keep that belly pulling in and up. Maybe both legs. With the hands behind the legs, it provides nice support. So keep pulling the abdomen in and up. And the more you pull it in and up, you can feel maybe the legs get a little lighter in the hands. Let's take the feet down. And then draw the knees in as you come all the way onto your back. The knees are in. I'm going to take my head down, but there's a block right behind me. And the knees are in. I'm going to take the legs to the sky and the hands behind the head. So just a variation of UPPs. Now, as you inhale, we're going to lift the head and the top of the shoulders and lower down. So this is very easy. Take a full breath as you're down. And let's do that again. Lift the head, the top of the shoulders. So the back got a little flatter here. Now, as you exhale, lower the right leg towards the floor and twist to the left. And we inhale back up. And we go to the other side. Moving at a pace that's comfortable for you. Side to side. Easy peasy. Let's do one more to each side. You feel a little fire in the belly. And then lower the head down, bend the knees, place the feet on the mat. Belly breath again. So now we want the muscles that we were just using to ease up. So that's just a fun one. Agnes, I don't think you are muted. Would you mind muting your? I think that was the sound I heard coming in. I know, I can't see it from over here either. And you are muted. Yes, not that I don't mind you not being muted, but FYI, your husband might not like to. We should do that again, don't y'all think? We'll take the knees in. Draw the back towards the floor. So hands under the head. So with the knees bent, that takes the hamstring out of it. And as you draw the knees towards the chest, you can feel less effort as far as getting the low back down. The further away the knees are from the chest, we have to put in a little bit more effort at maintaining the low back on the floor. We want the low back on the floor. Now, straightening the knees to the degree that it is comfortable for your body. And again, inhale, we lift the head. And exhale, twist to the left. Right leg goes down. Inhale up. Twist to the right. Inhale up. Back and forth, moving at a pace that's comfortable for your body. I often get asked, how many should I do? Well, enough where you feel your inner sun is shining brightly, but not so many that you risk burnout. I'll just keep talking as long as you guys are going at it. One more time on each side if it's available, and then we lower that down and lower down. So it's the right number is going to be different for everybody. Now let's do a full body stretch. Extending out through the heels, through the hands. And then rolling onto the left side. And supporting your head on your arm. Stacking the legs. So we could call this Parsva Supta Tadasana. Parsva on the side, Supta on the floor. And then here we are. Maybe just Parsva Tadasana. Anywho, as you look down, are your shoulders, hips, and ankles all one line? And we'll take the arm, the top arm, so that'd be the right arm, out to the sides. And you can take it down for support, or you can have it in a hovercraft. So just staying up on your side, we are using our core muscles. And now they all have to communicate with one another. Now lift and lower the arm. We add a little bit of movement. So it's not that we want super strong muscles only held in one position. Can we move and have core integrity? Well, that's going really well. Can you add a little speed? This is one of my sisters. Notice if the body is rocking back and forth. So holding everything still as you move your arm. Well, you guys are good. Let's move the leg. So I'm keeping my arm still. I'm lifting and lowering the leg. And I just get the little outer hip. So the abdomen draws in and up. And we'll take everything down. Now take your right leg up and place the foot on the floor in front of your left knee. In front of your left knee. Thank you, Katie. Now I can see you. So, tree pose on the side. If it's available, take your right arm overhead. Reaching, so you are in tree pose. Now to really talk about the muscles that help us in tree, lift your left hip. So press the right foot down and lift the left hip. Now we're using those inner obliques. Is the hip lifting? Ish. And we lower down. Straightening the leg out. And now super slowly rolling onto your back. Legs, upper body. And then continue rolling onto your other side. I'm going to turn around so I can see you still. So, as you roll, then we need to do that one more time. Can you see me? So as you come from the back, this is just a fun way to do core work, both rolling onto the back. Like how slow can we do it before we go kaplunk? And then can we also come back up again? So let's try that. Slowly, legs are straight. And you roll onto the back. And then you roll back up onto the side. So if you really want some core fun, take a long hallway and just roll from one end to the other. Or bonus room or someplace where there's not too many furniture. It's great fun. Let's take the legs out, the left arm out in front. So we are back up on the side again. Now notice, is this side easier to balance on or harder? Again, we begin to move the arm because now the spine has to negotiate a little bit more as we wave the arm up and down. What moves? Is it just the arm or is there some swinging back and forth? So keep the abdomen in and up. Keep the tailbone down. All right, arms, legs. So I'm just keeping my arm still and now move the leg up and down. So I'm all the way up on my hip bone, all the way up on my side. Lift and lower, top leg. Lifting and lowering. And then let's move into the tree pose. Placing the foot with the toes pointing down towards the other foot, towards the left foot. And now take the arm overhead or keep it down for balance. So our tree pose, lengthen, lift as long, get as tall as you can. And now pressing your left foot down, lifting the right hip. Lift the right hip. And breathe. lifting. It's exactly the same actions as when we do tree pose, but it may feel a little different on the side. And we lower the hip back down, and then we'll come all the way onto the belly, all the way onto the belly. And as we come onto our abdomen, let's take the hands by the side chest and roll the shoulders around a little bit, just getting them on board. And then we'll draw the shoulders down and together, squeeze them together, press the hips down, lift the legs, lift the head and the heart. Lift the legs, the head and the heart. And lower down. Call this flying serpent. This is not quite cobra. Let's repeat. Shoulder blades down and together. Hips down. And we lift the legs, heart and head. No hide, you can still lift the hands off the mat. And then let the legs come down, maybe a little higher for cobra. And we pull back to puppy pose. Puppy pose. And we'll flow a little bit here, inhaling forward to our tall cobra. Exhale, back to puppy, tucking the toes when you're in puppy. And tops of the feet when you are in cobra pose. Easy peasy, back and forth. Do it one more time. And then as you next time, coming up to tabletop. Tabletop. Hunting dog pose, some people call it. We add a variation where we really get the belly on board. So always, if your knees are not loving this right now, slide a blanket under the knees so they are comfortable. Let's draw the belly towards the spine, gaze is down, but not hanging. So the head, the neck is neutral. Let's take the right leg back. So belly button on the spine, and then lift the legs. And we worked on this last week. I got the glutes on board. Now as you exhale, pull the knee in, pull the belly in. Inhale, extending out long without losing the belly. Exhale, pull the knee in again and go long. And one more time, pull the knee in. We go long. And we place the knee back down. I'm going to wag my tail a little bit here. That's just a fun pose, isn't it? Other side. Let's take the left foot back, toes are tucked under. Draw the belly onto the spine. And then lift the leg. Lift the leg. Exhale, pull the knee in. And extend it long. Stabilizing the core, pull the knee in. And let it go long again. One more time. Driving it in. Back. And knee down. Wag the tail again. Which now gets me ready to take my right foot up between the hands. So the blocks can be really nice here. Bring them onto the mat. And we'll take the right foot up between the hands. I'm going to come onto tall blocks. I'm going to eke my left knee back.
So my lunge got a little longer. A little longer. Now exhale, let's draw the hips back. Get a little bit of hamstring length. Inhaling forward. Exhale back. Inhaling forward. One more time. And forward we are. Let's take the hands to the right. That would be the left knee, wouldn't it? We took the right leg forward, so we are on the right knee. I got it. Now lift the abdomen in and up. I'm going to shift back to proposal lunge. So now my hips are over my knee. I'll take the arms out and up, reaching up. Clasp your left wrist with the right hand and then lengthen up and side bend to the right. Inhaling up to center. And we'll take the hands back down to the block. I'm going to come onto the lower block now on the front foot. Take my left hand to the block right inside my right foot. Left hand, that'd be the right hand, sorry. I'm getting my left and right very confused this morning. Right hand on the outside of the left knee. No, okay, I saw the hesitation. Right hand on the outside of the right knee. That's easier, right? So letting your knee be right over the ankle. My left hand, I'm leaning way forward. I'm practically laying on my thigh. Inhale, lengthen, and then I begin to twist to the right. I press my right hand into the knee so it doesn't travel with me. Lengthen again, twisting to the right. Use the muscles. So very similar to what we did in merman pose when we began. Now here, tucking the back foot under, and then maybe come into the high lunge. Breathe. So a variation of Marichyasana 3. Maybe take the hand to the sky and maybe reaching it overhead. Elongate, elongate, elongate. And we take the hand back down to the floor. Back knee comes down. I'm going to draw back to puppy pose. And then a mini vinyasa, coming forward into my tall cobra, flipping the feet, maybe lift the knees. And then go back to puppy, tuck the toes. And then let's come up so we can take the left foot up between the hands, finding the blocks again. And give yourself lots of space. So when we first come into our lunges, sometimes we just made them a little short. So as you lunge your left knee forward, does it overshoot the ankle? Creep the foot forward. Get a little longer stance. And then we did our hamstrings, back and forth. Back and forth. And then we walked our hands to the right knee and we shifted back for the proposal lunge. Hips over the knee. We took the arms up, clasping your right wrist with the left hand, pulling it up. And then side, am I doing the right side? You are clasping the left wrist with the right. Let me look at you. You're lengthening the side for the front leg. So yes, that's looking good, looking very good. And come back up to center. Let's take the hands back to the block. We can set up for the twist. So taking your left hand to the outer left knee. And right hand on the block. And we begin to twist, lengthening on the inhalation and exhale, twisting to the left hand on the knee. And that just keeps that knee from plopping out to the side. So it moves with the pelvic stability that we worked on last week. Consolidate, lengthen, twist. One more breath. Maybe tuck the back toes under. Lifting up, lifting up. Really hug everything together in the pelvis. Hugging in, hugging in, hugging in. So consolidate. Remember the imaginary block between the thighs? Back leg is powerful. Maybe take the left hand to the sky and reaching it over. So all supported from the legs, from the legs. You guys look amazing. One more breath. And slowly come down. When we draw back, it's the puppy. Adding another little vinyasa up cobra. Well, we could call it that. Puppy pose. And again, lifting tops of the feet, presses down, maybe the knees. And we go back to downward facing dog. Our first dog, so play with it a little bit. Take it for a little walk, slowly pedaling the heels, a little calf event. Maybe wiggling it about a bit. A dog a day. I think that's as beneficial as an apple a day. And then let's let the knees come back down again, back in tabletop. Side plank, many variation, really good for the sideways. So we'll start by swinging the left foot off the mat. So I'm just swung it out like a door I open. I take the right leg back in line with my left knee. And I'm now in the side plank position. I'll take the arm to the sky. So my left knee is down, my right arm is up. Left knee is down. Right arm, I'm looking at you. Yeah, Agnes, go the other way. Left knee is down, right leg is back. So a nice way to work on side plank, keeping the spine parallel to the ground. You can take your top arm overhead, so the right arm goes overhead, and then maybe lifting the right leg is like a teeny little half moon pose. And we lower the leg down, take the arm up, and let's come back to tabletop. Cat and cow. Cat and cow. Getting everything consolidated. And now let's do the other side. I'm going to spin around. Swinging the right leg out to the side so the foot is no longer off the mat. Show it from this side here too. So the right leg swings out. I'll take the left leg straight back. So my left foot, I'm on the inside of the foot, is in line with my right knee. Right hand is down. And then maybe hand to the sky, hand to the sky. Lengthening up. Take the arm overhead. Reaching, so we're going to lengthen the sideways and maybe lift the leg. Maybe lift the leg. So in this variation, we are strengthening the flank side that's on top, more so than the one on the bottom. One more breath, then foot down, hand down, and we're back, cat and cow. Easy peasy. Now the next variation of Vasisthasana, side plank, this really works on the whole lateral sides. So we worked on the front, we worked on the back, so we got to get the whole basket put together. In this variation, I'm going to show it. Can you all see me? We'll step the, I'll cue it, but we'll step the right foot halfway up. And this is where things go funny in this pose. Spin the heels to the right, and now I'm in side plank again. Different variation. Now it's the bottom side plank that's working. Here, and we'll go here. So let's try that. Let's come into downward facing dog. Let me cue you in there. And then step the right foot halfway up to the hands. And then spin the heels to the right. Did I say the right? I meant the left. Spin the feet to the left. Yes, there we go. I'm looking at you. See, I even get confused. Spin the feet, heels to the left. You should have the right foot in front of the left leg. So when you take the right hand to the sky, the left side of your body is towards the floor. Left side of the body is towards the floor. So we can use the right foot. Let me look at you, Katie. Spin the heels to the left, both heels to the left. Yes. And then take the right hand to the sky. There you go. Better? And then maybe take the arm overhead here too. But now your left side body is one that's working, keeping up. Left shoulder is working. Let's take the hands to the floor, step back through downward facing dog. And we should do the other side. So let's just measure the dog here first. Pull forward to plank pose. Pull forward to plank. Are the shoulders over the wrists? Because that's really the stance that we need to have. Let's go back to downward facing dog. And we'll step the left foot halfway up. And now we're going to spin the heels to the right. Spin the heels to the right. So it's counterintuitive. And then your left hand and your left foot. And then spin so you're now on the outside of your outside of your right foot, the outer edge of your right foot. So the foot has spun all the way around. So you're not keeping the foot down. You're sharpening the outer edge, pressing it down. And then maybe take the left, I get it, left hand to the sky. You guys nailed it. Maybe over the head. And let's take the hands down, stretch back to downward facing dog. Whew. Inhaling forward to plank pose. And let's take the knees down and pull back to wide-legged child's pose. As you do, just let your forearms come down, but lift your elbows comes down, but lift your forearms up, make some soft fists, and just do some wrist circles. Just do some wrist circles. Because that is a lot of work on the wrist. So the irony of these weight-bearing poses is they strengthen the bones, and osteoporosis of the wrists and shoulders, upper arm bones is a real risk, but we don't want to overstay our welcome. We're going to travel back to downward facing dog. And we're also going to need still our blocks at the top of the mat for our next adventure. So from downward facing dog, let's step the right foot up behind the hands. Place your hands on the blocks. We're going to spin the back heel down. So visiting again from last week, Parsvottanasana. So here with the feet on two little railroad tracks, draw the left hip forward, right hip back. Left hip forward, right hip back. Consolidate the hips, but let the belly also be on the spine, lengthening up. We're going to walk our left block closer to the right foot. Take the right thumb into the right hip crease and draw the hip back. Draw the hip back. So on a tall block, keep on a tall block is what I recommend. There's just more space in the pose. We want space. Now begin to twist to the right side. Keep the right hip moving back. The left heel can come up perfectly fine. Straightening the right leg. If it's available, straighten the right leg. Now maybe take the right hand to the sky. So revolved triangle. Spine is long. Left waist moves towards the floor. Pushing the right waist up. And let's take the hands down. Both hands on blocks. Walk the blocks forward. As far forward as you can reach them. Reach the blocks forward. Still inviting the left hip forward, left hip forward. Right hip back. And from here, with all this length, we move the blocks back. Step the left foot up between the blocks and the right leg back. It's about 3 feet, so it's not the super long stance. So as you step the right leg back, feet on 2 railroad tracks, the hips are on the same plane. So spinning the right heel down without disturbing the hips as best as we can. So now the reminder is draw the right hip forward, left hip back. Right forward, left back. Move the block to the inside of the left foot or the right hand. Left thumb, left hip crease. Lengthen through the front spine and exhale. Let's twist. Twist to the left. So from last week, remember, hug the inner thighs together. Hug them together. Create stability. Across the pelvis so the spine is free. Powerful legs. Maybe take the left hand to the sky. Reaching, breathing, pausing. One more breath. And take the hands down. Step the right foot up to the front. Forward fold. Head hangs. And let's move the blocks out of the way and step back to downward facing dog again. Downward facing dog. And we'll take the knees down and then come onto our back body. And I'm going on the low side. So my pelvis is still parallel to the ground. So under the sacrum, not up in the low back. So it feels very solid. The tailbone is hanging off. So a restorative bridge pose.
Draw the right knee in. Left leg is bent. Straighten the right leg to the sky. Draw the belly in and up as you slowly lower the right leg to the floor. Keep pulling the lower abdomen in and up, in and up, in and up. So this is the psoas lengthening. As the heel comes all the way to the floor, keep drawing the belly in and up so that the tailbone, there's a sense of the tailbone almost lifting upward, not pointing down. So the heel comes onto the mat, the heel comes down onto the mat, and then keep lengthening out through your right heel and toe mount. And then slide the heel in, knee is bent. Pausing. Right side, left side, just pause and feel. With some deep, deep sensations, very, very subtle. We'll draw the left knee in to the chest, straighten it to the sky, and then slowly, without changing the pelvis, lowering the left leg to the floor. Lower, lower, lowering. And as the heel comes down, continue to draw the abdomen in and up as you reach out through the left heel and toe mounts. So the heel is all the way down. So it's semi-passive hip opener, hip flexor. But because the psoas attaches all the way up at T12, thoracic vertebrae number 12, right at the city of jewels. And we want to get some length, some space across here too. And then now, when you're ready, slide the foot in. If available, either stack another block on top or flip your block over. It's more stable with two blocks, especially as we're preparing now to take our legs up into pretty carny. We'll draw the right knee in again, left knee in. Let the tailbone hang heavy. Tailbone hangs heavy. So again, your support on the sacrum. Your block is not in the low back, but on the sacrum. Straightening the legs to the sky. So there's a back bend. Keep lifting the heart. Let the shoulders draw down. Lift the heart so that the front seam lengthens. Great pose for digestion. Just don't do it right after you eat. Before is better. Everything is upside down. So it not only work at lengthening and releasing the vagus nerve, but the organs
are getting a little shake about. We'll bend the knees. And releasing the feet to the floor. Once the feet are down, inhale, press the feet down, squeeze the glutes. Relax as you exhale. 4 more times. Pressing, contract the glutes, and release. Just to make sure that our sacrum has fired before we move the block out and we come all the way down. Pausing. And then rolling over onto one side. We'll show the Shavasana for Manipurna Chakra. Take your blanket, and you can either unfold it all the way and make the burrito. So I unfolded it all the way, folded it over again, and I'm going to place my blanket across my mat. I'm going to fold that one more time. So I have a sort of a baguette roll. So either fold it twice or fold it so in a trifold. And then coming onto your belly. And let the blanket be above the hips, below the ribs. So it goes right into the belly. And then I'm going to close this burrito wrap around my hips. And pause here. Let your head rest however it is comfortable. So you can flip the ends of the blanket across your hips. Let the breath be easy and soft. Feeling the slight feedback from the blanket as you breathe in and out. letting everything cool. And then to release, just take the hands under the shoulders. And then pushing back to child's pose. Leave the blanket. And then sitting up. Like little sumo wrestlers. We'll bring the palms together at heart center. Chanting also stimulates and tones the vagus nerves. And Om, of course, is one of our most powerful mantras and chants. Let's close with 3 Oms today. Take a breath in. Bowing your head towards your heart. Your light and your life. It is yours. It is your power to be you. Start the gaze up. Namaste.